Hey, welcome back, guys. Great to have Ruben on again. Appreciate him making the drive. Not a farther one than I had, but he did make a drive to get here. That I make every week, maybe double, but
So that's what I watch.
yeah. But yeah, we're back. Let's get back into it. It was a good press conference. Seraphin, his questions were hard hitting. There were drill, and I appreciated him. I liked him a lot. I was very interested in him. He unfortunately didn't like my segment, my side of the questions. Really, where me and Ruben kind of got it.
I'm depressed, like your side of the
just kind of like
questions.
it's just like okay, put the mic. I'm over here. Like, put the podium this way. Like kind of sneak over the podium. Like, we kind of had that kind of, but nonetheless, it was a good first interview. But let's get into it. I want to touch on something that I thought like just got the juices going during that one, which was like Laporta is what Kyle Pitts. What was the exact words? I don't want to get it wrong.
Well, we all thought
Start
Kyle
from the
Pitts
beginning.
was supposed to be.
Okay.
Sam Laporta.
So you just wanna give some more background on that?
No, I think we should just make it a conversation. Like, Kyle Pitts
Trash.
he's been trash.
Yeah, really bad. Like his first good game was last week for 80 yards. Sam
Yeah.
Laporta already has 3 touchdowns.
You sure, Mike?
Yeah, but okay, that's fine.
No, just let's put it in the middle over here, like you're
Yeah,
talking
like that, right? We'll do it like this.
like behind his ear, like yeah.
But no, but bro, come on, 3 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts can't get a lucky horse whip his ass and score 2 in a couple weeks.
He can, but it's just like Sam Laporta. This is his first year, and he's just showing so
Iowa
much.
tight end.
Remember Hawkinson was supposed to be. He's on a fucking
Right,
different team now.
and he had a solid. Hawkinson had a solid like game. Like 2 weeks ago. The thing is,
He's more
The
established.
thing is like the analysts are coming out the woodworks. I'm talking to my colleagues at ESPN, and they're all saying the same thing. Sam Laporta is everything we thought Kyle Pitts was gonna be coming out of college,
Wow.
and
I haven't really looked. I haven't really been paying attention, but I mean, Laporta, he's a dog. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
And
Iowa. It's the Iowa thing, man. The tight ends over there. They just breed them well. They're ready to go.
dynasty I can see. Kyle Pitts over Sam,
Well, that's the end of the discussion.
but what
What
about this
league are we
year?
in?
But we,
What league are we in, bro?
but to have for this year.
Why is there another sentence coming out of your mouth? You just said it. You said in a dynasty, Pitts over.
Yeah, because I know you're gonna go
Laporta.
there, and I'm just cutting it
Okay,
off. I'm just cutting it off.
You're right. I'm gonna go in the league that we're in and talk about the league and the effects of. Well, yeah, I would have done that. But thank God you saved me a bunch
But
of times. You
so-
just fucking said it.
But this year, just in a vacuum,
Yeah.
Sam Laporta or Kyle Pitts.
Kyle-
Rest of the season.
Dude, bro. Okay, like it's the rest of the season. Maybe Laporta, but am I gonna make that trade? No. So, like, yeah.
Do you
maybe
think?
Laporta.
It's interesting. Do you think Kyle Pitts is more of a curse like George Kittle is to Drew? Because George Kittle has not been very good either, other than his.
He has not. Okay.
Other than this past week where he put up 24 points, other than that,
Or when he scored 2 touchdowns on me in the playoffs and he
Like,
beat me round 1.
like
Kyle-
two
Kyle
games.
Pitts
But either way, do you think, this tight end, Kyle Pitts, is more of like a weakness, pain in the ass, like just to deal with? Because like you can't drop him, and you sure as hell can't trade him.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck are you gonna get? Like,
So how do you feel about Jake Ferguson? What's your experience?
oh man, Dak Prescott,
pain in the
he's a
ass?
big check downs
Okay.
guy, so it's like, he's involved. Look, hey, I'll say this: after the top 3 tight ends, which is Kelsey, Andrews, and who would you say is the third? Kittle. Yeah, it's a crapshoot, right? Honestly.
I don't think Pitts is a crapshoot. I just think he's a
You don't
pain in the
think
ass.
so?
Like,
Yeah,
not a
he's
crapshoot.
right. But like
That made sense
me,
or not?
I think it did. I think you can start him every week just because of he has so much upside. But like that's all we hear is upside. But
Yeah.
but can you start someone better? Probably not because tight ends are so bad after the top 3. So it's like, I think you have a bit of a crutch where it's like you have to keep Pitts because
Yeah.
if you drop him, anyone's gonna pick him up. I'll pick him up.
No.
And I'll ride the Kyle Pitts train. because who else do I have?
Yeah.
Kincaid hasn't panned out. Knox hasn't panned out.
Yeah.
Ferguson hasn't panned out. And that's just my tight ends.
Yeah.
But that goes across the entire league.
Yeah,
like,
that's bad
who do you have? Darren Waller? DW? Like, I haven't heard a peep.
I actually picked up Cole Kmet for free the day
Oh, yeah, you
before the
started
game.
him,
And I'm like, you know what? Like, I had Cole last year, and I was like, Waller, he's been disappointing me. He's getting old. Like, I watch a lot of, especially my guys. Like, I'm watching them play highlights in the offseason. Like, this guy's jump ball game is so fucking overrated. Bro, don't let any analyst that tells you to just throw it up to Darren Waller, he doesn't know how Darren Waller plays. It's like telling him, like, throw it up to, like just throw it up to KD. Just throw him with the alley-oops. Bro, no, you gotta get KD the ball at the top of the key. I mean, he can do that, kind of. He can catch alley-oops, but, like, he'd rather just be, like, he's a lot more nice with the ball than you think, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Darren Waller is that receiver that you hit in stride. Like, you hit him over the shoulder, you hit him back shoulder, you hit him, like, slant coming across the middle. Like, let him take off. Like, you think you're going to lob it off to Darren Waller, bro? He has he needs glasses. I don't know if he wears glasses, but the dude has no depth perception, bro. Like, he's down all the time, and the fucking ball's, like, at his elbow, and there's, like, a hand in his face. I'm like, dude, go get the ball, man. Like, he's so frustrating to watch. And, like, Cole Kmet, 6'6", one of the top prospects coming out of college for tight end. Took a long time to develop, partially because our fucking quarterbacks are terrible. We had Matt Nagy, and we had this scheme. They're finally coming around too. But to end the year last year, Cole Kmet was good.
He was.
He's young, just signed a deal.
Yeah.
Dropped 20, was a number 2 tight end. That's how I picked him up. I'm like, all right, I mean, he's number 2 tight end right now. I'll take him. Like, then he drops 10, back-to-back good showings. Justin Fields looks really good. That offense looks like it's clicking. Like, it could be like a DJ Moore, Cole Kmet,
Yes, sir.
kind of like passing route.
Very nice.
Passing order. So it's like, I think they were good on tight end. Then we got Waller, because everyone always, that's what I say every year. Everybody discredits the tight end. Everybody discredits the quarterback, especially the backup tight end, especially the backup quarterback, until about week 4, and then everyone realizes, like, fuck, like, I need a quarterback. Like, wait a minute, I need a fucking tight end. Like, and then people start overpaying, or people start stashing, like Colin being a fucking hoarder over there with 3 quarterbacks. I think Gotti's got 3 quarterbacks. Kevin Lee's got, I think, 3, or he's got 2 already. Or I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I just know that's how our kingdom, that's how the kingdom gets every year with quarterbacks, but everyone forgets it every year, and it just cracks me up. I'm like, bro, when I lock down Joe Burrow, I kiss the ground and I say, I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of that quarterback. That shit is hard, man. People think it's so easy. Like, oh, I'll just stream someone. I'll just take someone. Bro, you just want someone you can just lock in for 20, man.
Yeah.
That's what you want,
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Agree with that.
You good on Kyle Pitts? You got your fill, or do you have anything else?
All right. It wasn't a mission of mine to like.
No, I mean, I feel like
Hey,
it was
interesting. We
it was
got
a question. Yeah, it was a question. Have you got your fill on Kyle Pitts?
my fill.
Or do you want to know more?
No, I think
You got your fill.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's all you do.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get into these fast games, because we had some great games. 2 of them came down to Monday night.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. Let's start off with. Let's get this out the way. Let's get Seraphim versus Jerry out the way. You got Jerry, who his defense only gets him 1. His kicker only gets him 2. I mean, Seraphim only won by 8. If they have like a normal day, Seraphim loses this game. And it took Seraphim, like Josh Allen and Diggs, fucking yelling at each other on the sideline, going crazy. It took Madsen catching a touchdown. It took Reynolds catching a touchdown, having 76 yards. Reynolds, he's terrible.
He's not terrible. He's on a high-powered offense. Come on.
And then it took Breece Hall running for
put some respect on
177 yards.
Detroit.
I'm like, bro. So we all know, like, this, like Jerry. Like, I think if he would have hung in there for another week, he would have won again. Or maybe competed again, but it's already over for Jerry, I guess. So, sayonara, Jerry. I liked ETN a lot. I gave him ETN. So, I mean, it was kind of like I was happy that I'm kind of like where I'm at. Like, I like to, when they pan out, like, all right, yeah, that's good. Good shit, Jerry. You got ETN. Good shit, Drew. You got Calvin Ridley. Like, they grow. It makes my value increase. It's like the Belichick effect, kind of. It's like the Jesse. It's like the JT effect. Like, if I touch it, it's like, yeah, that player might pan out, man. So I like what I'm seeing there. But, see you later, Jerry. I think we're seeing him. I think he's playing for 2025. I don't know. Is it 2024 or is it mainly like 2025 is a year?
I think it's 2024 and 2025. I think for Jerry, like we're gonna get in, Jerry, in that trade in general. Hey man, I think Jerry's doing it the right way. I don't remember the last person to really blow it up. It might have been a few years now. I feel like that's really blown it up, right? Really blown it up. Like that, he traded a lot of his core players. Like it wasn't like your team, right? Like you have so many people, you could just trade Derrick Henry and kind of get away with it. Yeah. But he traded away like ETN, Jalen Waddle. Like, did he trade away Ayuk with the Waddle?
Hey, that Jalen Waddle one shocked me.
And he's got multiple picks in 2024 and 2025, which is great, and that's what you want to do. And he's got good people picks, right? He's got mine, he's got Gotti's, but he has some of Ty's, and it's just because there's 4. I bring this up a lot, but because there's 4 teams now fighting for that first round pick, like. Jerry's got a solid shot of getting a top 4 pick, but that number 1 pick, like, he's not even guaranteed with his own pick, that number 1. Like, we're talking about the last 4 people, like, is Ty going to be in the last 4?
No.
Right.
I think he is.
Am I going to be? Maybe.
Yes.
I might be.
Yes.
I might be. Like, I'll be honest, I might be.
Yeah.
And Gotti might.
Ty's going to be in that last 4.
No.
I don't know if he is. I think it's hard to believe, but like.
It is hard to believe, but.
I think Jerry did it, I think, the best way he could. He's loading up on picks.
Bro, him trading Jonathan Taylor at the absolute worst time.
Oh, yeah.
Because just think, he would have, maybe, Ty. He probably would have started Zach Moss or some bullshit if he didn't have Jonathan Taylor. Just to piss you off, he would have been like, hey, he's going to have the carries. Let me start Zach Moss. And he would have won, beating you with a fucking, dropping 31. But thank God I can't wait to bite him. Thank God, because I want him to lose every game. 1, because he's in my division. 2, because he's my arch enemy. Yeah. 3, because I want to just stomp him out for no reason.
Who you should be rooting for? No, you.
I
come around. Pom-poms, you fucking tie.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. That just lets you know he has no aspirations of a division crown.
Yeah.
No, he wants to make the playoffs, but he knows he's not gonna win the division. That's why he's like, whatever.
I've made statements, and I just want to stand by my statements. I think. Hold on, all right. There was 2 kind of nice topics that rolled out of this, but after Jerry's trade, I want to reel it back in.
Of course, you want to dodge the question.
I just want to reel it back in. Do you have anything else to say about Jerry's trade? I think it's a big trade. He's the biggest trader today.
My bad. Is it the biggest trade of the day? Yeah, I think
he's the biggest trader.
Yeah,
not like the biggest.
I'm saying the biggest trade of the day. I think that's a different. Maybe it was. Bro, he tweaked trading ETN. He tweaked. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not going to come in here and sugarcoat all this. Everybody's going to get their platform, talk their shit. It's funny. No, he tweaked, bro. I think he overdid. The division was too much.
The picks.
Yeah. I think so. I think so. I think ETN is really young. He's really good.
Yeah, he's 24.
He was Trevor Lawrence, college quarterback. He's starting to produce. Yeah. That backup.
Heavily involved in the offense.
Yeah, that backup. Okay, maybe I think the
Bixby.
Backup. Yeah, he scored a couple times. I think. I know
he's had a small role. He's had a small role. I mean, there's a big fear, right? But at least in the first 5 weeks, he's had a small role.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Waddle, honestly, for me, was equally as bad.
Really?
Yeah. For who? Ramondre Stevenson?
No, it was. Oh no, it was. The trade was Waddle and Ramondre Stevenson. I think for straight 2 picks.
Okay. That was Ty, and then he gave ETN
to me for 2 picks. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's what it.
Yeah, I feel like looking back at it, just really quick, I probably could have maybe got the Dallas defense if I would have asked, but I didn't.
Well, you're gonna need them for your Final Four.
Yeah, I'm gonna need them. And just go back to that game. Everything, my team. You're right, Jesse. Everything went my way. I needed Reynolds. I needed Reynolds to put up 16. Yeah. Be after Dotson with only 2. My defense, again, -5. I needed Allen to go off. I needed Stephon Diggs. I needed my big guys, and I needed a running back, and I got it all. And I think, look, Reynolds, all right, surprising, but he's on a high-powered offense. He's if I'd compare another team to the Lions, come on, I think Miami's a better team, but in terms of, scoring... I think they're both very high-powered offenses.
70 fucking points. They just did it 2 weeks ago.
I think they're very high-powered offense, but everything went right for me. And just like everything went right for you, Jesse, this week to beat Alonso. But hey, you know, it was a nail biter Monday night. Aaron Jones.
I don't think
put up 16
I don't think it
points.
was that everything went right for me. I think it just kind of like everything like happened like as it should. Like I didn't do anything crazy.
Yeah.
My special team sucked. My team just showed up.
Yeah.
And I
We'll get to my team, and we'll
Right,
let me
I'm trying,
I can't wait to finish my point on your team.
you had your shot.
I gave you a shot, and now I'm about to tell you the final point of what I witnessed. That being that first up, and that's why. What did I tell you coming in? What was my word of the day? Time. But continue.
Yeah.
And I know, Ruben, you said you had some ideas or something you want to say about my man.
I do. Because I definitely want to hear what Justin's saying, so I'll make it quick. But I think that as much as it pains me to say, because I'm on your bandwagon, and also you want to alienate shit with me and you want to be my rival. That's cool. But I think that you win, and then you make those trades. I think I'm fucking with your team. I think that Seraphine has a playoff chance.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean,
you were down bad on Thursday, and I was like, wow, bro. This
you were talking shit. Jerry came out the woodworks talking
Yeah,
shit.
he came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Everybody was loving it.
Yeah,
So,
we did. You know, it's entertaining.
No, I mean, props to me. My team is completely different, right?
is.
Like, regardless of what you want to say about T. Higgins, maybe T doesn't have a good season this year, but that man has talent. Mike Evans, he might have another good year after this year. Dalvin Cook has fallen off the face of the earth. Moved those guys for whatever I could, and then, you know, sacrifice 2 first-round picks for a solid running back, which in the draft, sure, Bijan worked out. Did Gibbs? No, because we could talk about it was Dan Campbell's fault.
Wow.
Or maybe it's just like he's a rookie, right? Bijan's more of like a bigger guy and Gibbs was a smaller guy, but it's just never guaranteed in the draft. But once you see a guy producing very solid numbers, last year was solid. This year is even better than last year. So I'll give you my 2 first-round picks. Am I going to give first, next, and the year after? Maybe. But unless I bench all my starters and I tank that, right? Because, like, we can do that. But I might get a 4th, right? My pick might be a 4th, or it may be a late first half. And it's like at that point, like, you're just Alonso picking up Zay Flowers, who's been nothing but, like, underwhelming, right? So that's just my opinion in the draft. That's why I gave away those picks. I think early in the season we talked about these early picks mean a lot more, but I go back and forth whether or not they mean any. There's weight, right? You have the first overall.
You got to pick the right person, like,
which is hard.
If you give the keys to,
right, it's hard.
If you give it the keys to like a fucking chimpanzee, like give Sarah for the number 2 pick in the draft. He takes Gibbs. I mean, because that's what everyone tells the analysts tell him to do. That's what everyone's telling him to do. He takes Jahmyr Gibbs.
And
then
you know what?
And you know what?
He's my rookie keeper.
Okay. And guess what? And it was like, okay, fine. You know, no one was like, because it was just like so programmed. But then it's like, you look back and it's like, damn, like,
hindsight's 2020.
DJ Moore might be like a top 10 receiver this year.
Right, but to take him with the 2nd overall pick would have been tough. I don't think anybody. It's difficult to say, right? Because we were already here. But to say you're going to take DJ Moore over some young prospect because it's dynasty.
Right.
Yeah,
You want to take the young guy.
You took a young running back, and you just let go.
Yeah,
I wouldn't really.
And if I have my running back situation, and even if I didn't need a running back, I'm probably taking Jordan Addison.
But here's my point, because we already heard like your fucking Cinderella tale already about how the hell you became.
Go ahead. What is this final
1-4. Congrats. All right, bro. Like, you did all this, and you're 1-4, bro. Look, what I'm saying is that you're saying like, well, the draft picks, they don't matter. This, I'm like, well, I mean,
I go back and forth.
You took him over him. Well, yeah, this and that. Well, he took Zay Flowers. Well, DeAndre Swift was a dog. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Right. Well, yeah, David Montgomery's a monster. Well, yeah, I mean. So if you draft the right guy, it ends up being worth it. But if you don't draft the right guy, just like in the NFL, it's like, I don't want the first overall pick. I always draft the wrong guy. Like, the fuck? Like, it's out there, bro. I tell people every year, like, who's going to be this year's Chris Godwin? Who's going to be this year's Deebo Samuel? Right. Who's going to be this year's Cooper Kupp? He was even one of those guys out there one time. A free agent. He went, like, 2nd round. Yeah. Like, no one kept Cooper Kupp. It's... Once you like that, you were going back in history, studying the drafts. I thought you would have seen that trend of like, damn, he's in there. Like, you just gotta pick it right. So I'm not gonna say the draft doesn't matter. Like, the draft definitely matters. It's when you start banking on the draft, like I was saying, of like, oh, I'm gonna get the next Saquon Barkley, so I can trade Saquon Barkley to get the next Saquon Barkley, and I'm gonna get Saquon Barkley, and I'm gonna trade him for the next Saquon Barkley to get Saquon Barkley. Like, it's just a never-ending cycle that way. It's like you got, and then those guys are once in a lifetime. Like, there's Saquon Barkley, and then there's Breece Hall. It's like, okay, Breece is nice, but he's not Saquon Barkley. He went first overall. Like, there's tiers to it.
Yeah,
You know?
100%. And I'll say this, Jesse, your pick for David Montgomery, I think, was easy, because of who was available at the time. I think sometimes when you pick a little later, your picks get easier because there's nobody to pick. Like after David Montgomery, we had this conversation, Jesse. We had this conversation after the draft. Who else would you have picked at that specific position?
Dude, I needed him.
Exactly. Like it's not about like, oh, I should have picked David Montgomery second overall. No, maybe I would have if I was in your shoes at that specific pick. But if I would have given you that second round pick, I don't think you take Montgomery. I don't think you take DJ Moore. You know, I don't know who you pick. Yeah. It's difficult to go back in time and say who we would. But
you're trying your best.
But like, I think sometimes when like, I bring up Alonso because he took those two rookies. It kind of makes the rest of the draft a little easier, right? Captain picked James Cook, right? There was after that, who was there? It becomes very easy, very straightforward.
Well, that's what happens because when you have like the main character syndrome, you think it's always about you. Like, there's you, and then there's Captain pick third, and then there's a fourth overall pick, and there's like these are high picks that like someone could have picked DJ Moore higher, someone could have picked Montgomery over James Cook. Like it's not just you. Okay, I get the gift. I'm not making it just about you. I'll give you an example of like there's gonna be people you could take.
Right.
You want to take Gibbs? Great. Like you said, you're describing all the reasons to take him. That's a good reason. You want to take Bijan? Great reason to take Bijan.
Right.
Now after Bijan and Gibbs are gone, who we seeing? A veteran in James Cook over Dave Montgomery. Oh, I get it. Ended up being the wrong choice. DeAndre Swift is out there too.
James Cook has been playing.
D Swift was out there too.
Playing very well.
And D Swift and Montgomery went late first round, early second round.
But still first round.
No, Montgomery went second round.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
okay.
said first round. All right.
Yeah,
so
late first,
apologize for your
you cut
mistake.
me off before I got the early second round. I went
So
late
you
first.
tricked
Like,
me
they
there.
went first round. I went early second round. I went late first round. Like, and they're still first round. Early second round. Like it was like at the end of your ear. It was like you just didn't let it in. Look. So if you take these better players,
you're like rolling your words together, bro. It's insane. But go ahead, yeah.
Exactly. If you take these players and you look at the landscape of the first round, like you were doing it all in the fucking first episode that you destroyed me because it was just too much of me just dunking on you. But like in the first, I remember like you went through the whole draft. You were looking like
I was on for the show.
You're like this, the Forgotten Files. It's out
there.
The
Forgotten Files?
Yeah, it's a clear show. I feel like it's a clear episode somewhere back there. But
no, that wasn't the.
It was. You were going through the whole draft
up there.
But I'm saying, we was like whole pre-draft episode.
Oh, right.
You were going through all these things and like these trends, these different like, I got Garrett. He didn't give me credit for Garrett Wilson because of course, like you said, who else am I gonna take? It's like when do I get to choose someone that like I get to when am I like
when you have a top 3 first round pick, that's when you get to choose, right? But when you're in a position like Jesse, look, I get it, like. I guess
it's a terrible position to be in, not drafting top 3 every year.
I guess the point I'm trying to make.
I'm just such a bad spot.
I think the point that I'm trying to make though is that sometimes these picks get a little easy in the later first, early second, and especially if you're looking for a specific role. Like David Montgomery at the point where he drafted, that's what I'm just trying to get at. Like Jesse wants to come off like he's some kind of guru, like he knew this was gonna happen. No. You had no other choice. You needed a running back, and you weren't an idiot about it. I give you that credit. Like, you thought about who was available. You used your brain. 100% credit there, right? But, like, I was just saying, like, just to bring you down a little bit, like, it's not just, you did your homework. It's about, I need this. This is the available guy, and I'm going to take him, and we're going to roll the dice. Like, David Montgomery would have, we could play that game. Like, we talk about that all the time, but... Yeah.
I think Brian Robinson was out there too late. Like I think
he was not a keeper for Alonso. No. Brian Robinson Jr. I think he was a keeper. He was a keeper.
No, he got
late. If you did your homework.
Yeah, I'm late. But so it's like that's the thing. It's like it's easier to look back now because we've seen evidence of players.
Right.
Oh, of course I would have took him.
Right.
Of course I would have took him. But then you're like, that's just what I'm saying is that you have a chance to get these players. I'm not saying I have a guru way to do it. I'm just putting that thought in your head surfing. Then next year,
I'm gonna give you a second round pick. I'm gonna give him the second overall.
I'm gonna get the next DJ Moore next year. I'm gonna get the next Montgomery next year. That's what you're gonna be thinking next year. I promise you.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't I?
Because you didn't think like that this year.
I thought
You didn't
about,
get
think about that every
You didn't
year.
get Yeah, right? Like so,
No, I
like
don't
next
think
year
I
you'll get
didn't
him.
any of them.
Yeah,
I got some players.
I mean, in the draft too. I got a guy with 2 left feet. But anyways, let's move on to the next game.
Yeah,
Let's get to the next game. We ripped the Band-Aid off. He's 1-4.
No, but
All those
great
things
win.
equated to 1-4.
Alright, thank
Great
you.
win.
Yeah,
All
great
those
win.
things that went into it.
Good moves.
1-4.
Give,
All right.
give you a chance.
Yeah, time. That's if a guy has the same record as me and he just sold his team, it's like I'm terrified.
Well, you know, that speaks volume. I think that you went.
The opposite way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like, but it's
I
like,
respect
but when you lay your head at night, the last thing you're thinking about is like, why do you give up so early? It's just like, it's time of the essence. Is it that bad? If I lose it,
about him, we're talking about someone else.
Jerry, If he loses this week, it's like 1-5. Like we're back to like you just won next week. You were 0-4 and then you or 0-5 and you know what I'm saying? Like, we're still in that window. 2 wins is when you get just to reality. You get to
Who do you
breathe,
play?
Colin.
and that's a good one.
Yes,
They're
I
both
think
going.
Eckler's coming back.
Both of them.
Eckler's coming
Both of
back.
them going for 2 wins.
Potentially, I think.
Both going for their second win. Someone's gonna get it.
Yeah.
2 bad teams going at it. Like I said.
Yeah.
So I mean, you should be happy you're going against a bad team, but unfortunately, you are a bad team. You're 1-4. I know what
I am
you're
happy I'm going against a bad team. Yes, bro.
Right.
The next 2 weeks, I think, are really good. I think I have Colin and I have Branch. It's the best I can have after facing the East for the first 3 games. Like, it's a gauntlet. But now I'm in I'm Happy Land. I'm in McDonald's Play Place.
I was in the East too, right?
That's where I'm at next 2 weeks. Chilling in the ball pit. Like, it's a good time. It's a good time in the West, you know?
I want to hear him comment. I want to hear him talk about that because we talked about that last episode.
But let's go. Are we going to go to the second? Or do you have a comment or should we go to the second game?
Yeah, okay, let's get these
Yeah,
games
yeah,
and then I don't want to forget that.
Yeah, we won't.
But all right,
That's funny as fuck.
let's get into my game.
That's hilarious.
We got me versus La Familia. You know, I don't think a lot of people gave me a chance just because Alonso's been rolling referee, so the team's been going crazy. He's got some great players on that team. But like I told Serafin last week, and Serafin looked at me like I was insane. I told him like for some reason like we play La Familia well. I think I have the most wins against him all time. Like we whooped this kid's ass. I don't know why we do it, but we do. And we came out there and we handle business. It may be just like a big brother, little brother thing. It just doesn't matter how good you are. It's like all bets are off. Let's just go play ball. I mean, to not start Lamar Jackson, what?
I think he thinks he's like.
I mean, I get he only scored 9, but just a thought process. Okay, you don't start Lamar Jackson, and then Cooper Kupp's in IR still. Who are we doing? Not familiar.
I think his bench
What
was
we doing?
probably full, right?
Yeah, that's just not a thing. When you got Cooper Kupp, like who's coming back next week, and like if you're like locked in, you know he's playing Sunday. Like you make the fucking room for Cooper Kupp. You don't leave Cooper Kupp on the bench, and could that have helped? Yeah. Brian Robinson dropped 4. And, you know, so I mean, like, questionable calls. It wasn't like just straight up, I just lost to the normal team. Like, he made it hard on himself for some reason. Like, Lamar Jackson and Cooper Kupp did not have buys, but they did not play. And they were hurt. They're just healthy scratches. Lamar Jackson and Cooper Kupp, you know? I don't know why, but they're healthy scratches. So that's all I got to say about that game.
Yeah, I even texted you after big win because that was definitely the game I was looking at.
Yeah, thank you.
Especially with the way you guys are talking about it in the podcast. I think what you were saying about Alonso last episode, for you to come out and win by fucking 22. Hey, that's every owner has their own like pros and cons, you know, their goods and their flaws. So I don't know. I don't know how the fuck Cooper Kupp is not in there. So 3-2 now, like I don't know. That was a big win.
Yeah.
And then just real quick, just to touch on the draft, one thing. To Jesse's credit, and I'm gonna give everybody here credit, obviously, but just in the conversation, he was talking about this Montgomery narrative for a long time because that's what he went through with Swift last year with Jamal Williams. So I think he's been saying that for a long time. Yeah. So like if somebody else had that vision, like who's to say Jesse wouldn't have drafted him? If I had the same exact vision, I could have took David 6th pick or 7th pick. Instead of he goes late first or early second round. So that's where I think there's like the difference like between people. You know,
All right.
just a
Thank
touch
you,
on
thank you. I
that.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Well, we don't
just a
know
touch
what
on
he
that.
would have done with the second overall pick because he didn't have it. But
There he was making it about himself. Again.
Yeah, but Gibbs, I'm personally with you 100%. But
Yeah.
it's funny to me how it went from cornerstone to he's my rookie keeper. Like, wow.
I swear, bro.
I think I said wow earlier.
Bro,
I'm
can you
like,
believe
wow.
that trip to start the season would have like, bro, Dan
Damn.
Campbell, when you gonna that guy shitless, like you don't come on.
Hey,
that list, bro.
looking like a Trey Lance on the Niners.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden, he's
Yeah.
just on that depth chart, and you trade him away.
I'm not gonna
I think
That would
he's
be
got
crazy.
a Trey
It
Lance
would be, yeah.
Trey Lance story.
Bro, that'd be
Yeah.
insane.
That's my prediction. Gibbs is a Trey Lance of the kingdom.
Man. One more quick note here. You know, Demon home. Everyone doubted Kamara. I feel like everyone's been hating on Kamara all season. He's not giving that love at all. He don't get that. But after just coming out there and dropping 15.7, I think, and he had no expectations. So it's like, okay, now I got a guy who can come out there and just do that. Like, all right, he just added to the rotation. Like, added to the ammo. Like, we got Kamara, Montgomery.
Bless you.
We got Kenneth. You know, those three. I fuck with those three in the rotation. And then we have 3 receivers as well. So it's going to be like probably Garrett Wilson. And
You have to.
I think we're back. I think that this is just kind of like me getting back on my running back shit in a way for the year. Like, you know, we tried doing the receiver thing. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. It's not an automatic start anymore.
If you had to win a game tomorrow for all the marbles,
Yeah.
who are the people that you're, because you do have a rotation. So who are the people that are in? Because I saw Garrett Wilson. I tried trading for him today. He was on your bench.
Yeah, it is.
So I wonder for all the marbles,
Yeah.
who's where?
Who's in? Right now it would be Burrow, Kenneth, Montgomery, Amon-Ra, DK, Kamara, Komet.
Okay. So Wilson would be on the bench for
Yeah,
all the marbles.
he would. Him and Gabe the Babe. Gabe the Babe's not playing him. I don't know what he wants from me.
I just think we
He
can
laughed,
talk.
he laughed. Seraphim laughed at Gabe the Babe. And I
think
told
we
him about
can
him.
really-
I
You did.
asked you when you were gonna swap him in for Garrett Wilson.
You were telling me when I drafted him, like, yeah, Gabe the Babe sucks. You're like, I'll take John Dotson.
I mean, I gotta have an opinion, right?
You do, but you know,
right,
when
like-
you're wrong, you're wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong.
I mean, but didn't I come up? Look, not gonna engage.
You still have to give your
In this
take on
conversation.
someone
Yeah.
else's game.
Right, and
Yeah, you know, he's already looked at his next week matchup.
yo, I'm looking at your matchup, and you know, I said this last week when I played Alonso. Right, Alonso has just a tendency to put up a game just like this. I didn't get it. You got it. Congratulations, right? Like you didn't really have to do anything. You played. You started the people you had to start, and luckily it fell in your lap.
That's always the case, right?
It fell in your lap. Well, it would have fell in my lap last week too if Alonso dropped 75, right? It is what it is, bro. Alonso didn't put up 81 points, or he didn't put up 100. He only put up 81.
Yeah.
Like, anyone's going to take that.
Yeah. No,
And-
Jesse did not get his best punch.
Right.
At all.
At 103, like, it's very mediocre, right? In this fantasy, you know, I think Jesse is, look, Jerry fell off, I think, quite a bit with the trade. It's just natural when you blow it up. But Jerry's trending down, and then me and Jesse, we're kind of in, like, that middle limbo of, like, yeah, we can kind of put up 100, but who's going to put up 120, 130, kind of like Ty and Alonso? Like, they're in a different tier. And just to go back again, like, you got what I wanted last week, right? What anybody would have wanted when we play Alonso, right? Like, we want Alonso when he drops 81, 75. He just does it. Next week, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be back in regular form.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to put up another 130 bomb. Like, it's just natural. And to think Kamara's going to go and get another 22 touches every single game, come on, let's wake up a little bit. Like, 22 touches, like, that's an insane amount of touches and 80 yards and a touchdown. Like, honestly, 22 touches, I was expecting 120 yards and maybe 2 touchdowns. So, a little inefficient, in my opinion. But that's just what I have to say about Jesse's. And it's funny, right? You're looking at Anthony Richardson left in the first half. And it didn't really matter, right? Because Lamar put up 9. Just like Lamar does, right? Again, Lamar, overrated quarterback, right? And then I don't even know what did Kirk Cousins put up? Probably nothing because of, Justin Jefferson being gone. But I think, just looking forward really quick, Alonso wakes up, he's done with this quarterback bullshit about, I can score 130. I can play whoever I want. Like, he feels invincible.
Yeah.
He's been touted, like, yes, you have a good team. But I think this was the wake-up call. Like, okay, like, Anthony Richardson's probably not going to play again. And it's probably going to be Lamar starting the rest of the season, if I were to guess.
Which is a great problem to have.
Right.
Because if I lose Justin Fields,
Right.
I'm starting Russell Wilson.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say that is that I think once you pay attention a little longer, like mediocre is probably like 90 points. I'd say over 100 is a good. Over 120 is great. Anything over 120 in standard is insane. Like, it's like, damn, bro, you drop what? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? As you get into that, you'll see that. Like, me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it would go. So, because I was looking at yours, like, you just hit 100 for the first time, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard, right?
Yeah,
and it's like,
I mean,
it's not like, so you don't want average. We went back and looked at the averages. No one really averaged 100 a game. And you're telling me that's average? Like,
No, people average 100 a game.
barely though. And that's average. You know, average. You know, what I'm saying? We look at the average. It's like,
It's
so.
way over 100. Some people average
I
over
think-
100. Like Ty, Alonso, they've always been.
No, I don't think so, man. I think you gotta look at the numbers a little differently. I think you're missing. It's like you're taking the Roman Empire out of the history of the world and trying to explain how the world worked. It's like you can't dodge. You just can't dodge me, bro. Like, if you want to go back in history, like I'm a giant. I'm a fucking like a behemoth. Like it's you can't get around me in history. Like, yeah, last year I take that. I accept it. Last year I accept it. But it's like, other than that, like, I mean, you can't. Let's not get into the history part of things, because really, in reality, like Ruben said, Alonso can't tie my fucking shoestrings. You kidding me? Like, and Ty, you know, like me and Ty, like Ty with 2 rings. Yeah, he surpassed me. He's an up and down guy though. Like, you weren't really that locked in when he was having the rough years, and you would have noticed. Damn, Jesse doesn't have no rough years until last year. It was like I didn't have the benefit of getting the first overall pick next year. Sucking and getting a good pick. I've always been at the bottom of the draft, just working my way. Trading for players, doing all that, fine. But, you know, like, to say like 100 is like average, I feel like you just gotta like just take a deeper peek. It's kind of like a novice.
Now that we're done with one of the third out of the 15th Jesse Spiels about how historically he's one of the greatest of all time with 1 championship, greatest record, like
There you go.
irrelevant.
The best cook too.
so
I got a championship and the best record. I mean,
What
shit. I must be up there, right?
So who's next? Who we got next?
Next we got Ruben and Ty. You know, Ruben already talked about it, so I'm just gonna touch on it. Like, great win for Ruben. Dominated start to finish. Jonathan Taylor first came back, I wouldn't be worried. He's gonna get worked in. Obviously, just signed a big deal, so it's not like they're gonna keep him out. He's gonna be a big part of their future, so that's huge. Ty, terrible trade, giving you Jonathan Taylor being a young running back for a guy. Derrick Henry goes out there and drops 6 points in his debut. What's his excuse? It's kind of what everyone was looking around
I think he
asking.
dropped 22 points last week.
Right, bro. And if you watch the game, the guy looked like he was running a fucking what is it called? A copper shield on his legs, whatever the fuck it is, the old ass shit that people use to hold their joints together. This guy was stiff as hell, slow as shit, and he's done. Henry's done, man. Like, Taylor's a guy that like is gonna have those explosion weeks. And he's gonna have it for years. I knew Ty there was no way Ty could hold on to Jonathan Taylor. And that was the guy he's held on to the longest. I think that's his longest tenured player, like a year and a half. The longest anyone's had that jersey, because Ty just flips him quick. Him and Devontae Adams, Jonathan Taylor and Devontae Adams. Like, I drafted Jonathan Taylor, right? Hey, he's had him for a while, and he just boom.
He got tired of the Jonathan Taylor. I mean,
yeah, but he just did it and when I say the word of the day was time. He did it at the wrong time, bro. Just like how like you got your first win. It was a great time to get your first win, because we don't have a win. Anytime is a good time for a win. You know, like the fuck, like it's no good time for a win when you don't have a win. It's anytime. So now it's win number 2. That's when you start saying. That's when you can really breathe, because win number 1 is just like, yeah, I got my first win week 1. So fucking what? So it's like going forward, we'll see how that goes. But Ty, like I said, the window is shut. A-Chain, that knees might be a little wobbly going forward. I don't know if he's hitting 22 miles an hour again. Puka Nacua, he's gone. We both tied. We just stop. And I knew
Terry now.
Yeah, I knew he knew he was
and
garbage.
Saquon.
Saquon. That's great for Ty, man. But
Yeah.
Right.
He's got the Henry Saquon duo. Can he do something with it that Ruben couldn't do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ty again put up 100 points. Which
But a mediocre 104 though, right?
it's a 104, yes,
Yeah.
but it just goes back to my point. When you play the East, Ruben, like you better drop 100 because the East is more than likely going to drop 100. Like this was not a 95 or what the fuck did Branch win? He won with 84 points or something. Like no, you're not going to get away with that here. Like Ty held the mantle. He said 100 points. Hey, and you answered the call. Like you got it. You got it done, bro. Like I'm not saying like you're a bad team, but you answered the call. But I just realize that when you play excellence and in our division, that it's a tough matchup. It's not the West, right?
I think that if I would have lost today, you would have woke up with the biggest smile on your face to this morning, and you would have had these notes taken, these crazy press conference questions, and that's part of the joy of me winning this past week, was that you don't have that moment, and I did step up. I stepped up. You know what I'm saying? My team is really good. Jefferson going down, fuck. I mean, I'll be honest, man. Go Bears. Like, I did think about that. The first news, but before I knew he was in the IR.
Let's get a dub this week.
Let's get a dub. So that's big. And he dropped 2.8 points, and I dropped 119 something.
Yeah.
You know? So I know it's not too sustainable, but, hey, we got Mike Evans. And he's not done yet. And he needs me, and I need him. Mm-hmm. It's perfect. Him being on Gotti's team, it was not a fair send-off for a great player like Mike Evans. I mean, this guy is one of the best players in his generation, quietly. Really good.
Yeah.
Like, his numbers do not lie.
Yeah.
So the fact that I feel that, me loving wide receivers, I always hated them because it was Randy Moss, AJ Green, and Mike Evans, the most consecutive streaks to start your career off with 1,000 yards. Yeah. AJ Green had like 9-something, gets injured. Mike Evans kept it going. So I always hated Mike Evans. I was like, fuck. I used to only say Randy Moss and AJ Green done this, and then Mike Evans comes along and takes over. So the fact that I get to send off with Mike Evans, and he potentially can win a ring with me, something that you obviously never brought him anywhere close to.
We got a first round bye.
Yeah, that's true.
And we got a second round playoff game.
Yeah. Who'd you lose to the year? I'm not.
Colin.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get a first round bye,
Colin dropped like 150 on me. He would have beat everybody that day.
They kind of. I mean, if you get a first round bye, that kind of implies like, yeah, you went to the second round. It wasn't like, I got a first round bye and I went to the second round. It was like a one.
That's
why
Colin's the toughest for me, cause.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, Ruben definitely woke up. Justin Fields woke up. Jamar Chase woke up. And yeah, you're right. Like, the way you won, just the way I'm looking at it, I would have liked to have seen, as an owner, just the points spread out a little more, right? And I think you feel that way, too, because, like, what's the expectation, like, for both of them to go off again? You think Justin's going to go off against the Vikings at home?
Yes, of course I do. And you know what's funny? It's like, if you break down my season, like, okay, I understand, and I'm with you. 95 is such a weird number. Yeah. Because you can really break it down and be like, man, it was a decent week. It can win you some games for sure. I was like, okay, Bijan kind of carried me a little bit. Like, just his 14, 13.
The first couple weeks
was big.
Yeah, big.
And then, like, Jefferson, who I was critical of last year, that he didn't score enough touchdowns. He started scoring touchdowns. He had, like, 21, bet. CeeDee Lamb had, like, 140 yards one game, bet. You dissing on Jamar Chase, like he didn't have 140 yards 2 weeks ago, but he was quiet.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're just taking turns.
They're not just saying stuff.
I'm just saying though, but like
I get it.
They were all taking turns, like keeping me afloat. And then this week it was definitely Jamar Chase and Justin Fields' turn to do that. So I like the pulse of my team. I like the chemistry, and I feel like it's just gonna be a tough week for whoever gets all of them clicking. I just hope it's in the playoffs. 100%. So Bijan got the Bears championship week. So, I've looked at that a couple times. Wow. If I can make it there.
Lock that boy up.
Hell yeah. What you say?
We're going to lock that boy up. Fuck out of here. No, we're going to lock that boy up.
Bro, I got a jersey.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck the Bears.
It's going to be a big game. We're going to need that win.
I hope we do.
Yeah.
I hope we do. I hope it's a shootout.
Okay. What's the next matchup we got?
Let's do, I want to talk about Drew.
Okay.
That fucking sleeping fucking giant.
Drew and captain.
I can't enjoy the division lead. Just tied with me. I can never get it solo. And of course, it's Drew this year.
Yeah.
Man, fuck that Nick Chubb
Yeah,
ceremony.
147, man.
God.
147.
Yeah.
147, yeah. I mean, obviously 24 points from his tight end, and 41 points from DJ Moore. Look, the Bears look good, right? Justin Fields looked really good. Obviously, the offense looked really good. The way they were passing, moving the ball, great. Let's temper expectations for DJ Moore to go off again, right? I see a little more of that offense getting more involved, right? Getting the running backs involved, maybe Darnell Mooney involved a little more. Justin Fields in general rushing a little more. And then George Kittle with 2 touchdowns. Like, you cannot. The expectation, Hawkinson had 2 touchdowns, week 2, and since then, poof. Like, right? Like,
Put more respect on Kittle's name. It was like the 3rd time.
he's been so underwhelming.
Very good career.
As an NFL player playing football in real life on the field, yes, 100% one of the best tight ends out there. But, like, in terms of fantasy, production, he's just not there. And then I think, again, Drew he went off. Hats off to him. He put up damn near 150 points. One of the biggest things I've been talking about is, hey, can you put up at least 100? Yeah. He's putting up 150.
What did Jacobs do? Did he have
I think he had, 9 points. Jacobs had 14.
Yeah,
he had 15.
Yeah, I'm optimistic.
He had a touchdown and 69.
You always gotta add about 6 points, whatever if it tells you. It's just kind of the rule. Yeah, 9 points.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Drew's team, everybody did something, right? Everyone did something. Over 10. Everyone put up every single piece of his offense put over 10 points.
Yeah.
Raheem. Ticking time bomb with Jeff Wilson coming back, right? You got to expect maybe that goes down. Or even Raheem himself getting injured. Or Raheem gets injured.
Got injured.
A.J. Brown, solid player. He's tier 1 type of wide receiver. But it's just DJ Moore. DJ Moore still has a lot to prove, right? He does, right?
I'm just all in on him, though, honestly.
DJ Moore. Yeah, I would be too. Would I trade 2 first-round picks?
You see, that's such a fucking
Are you all in or are you all in?
Answer that generally. I don't know because there's a lot of nuances to dynasty.
Are you all in
on DJ Moore
for fantasy football?
Yes, but that's like me saying I'm all in. That he's gonna be a great player this year in fantasy football.
So what's if you're a DJ Moore owner, what are you asking?
If I'm Drew, I'm thinking, wow, bet
No, what are you asking? You're moving him. What are you asking?
I'm not moving him.
You are.
I'm saying if I would not move him.
But I'm saying you are, bro.
Okay.
You have to.
Okay, I would need a bunch picks and fucking a good running back.
So a good running back and a first round pick.
Yeah.
For DJ Moore, that's a ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just You said you're all in, and I'm trying to gauge the all in by what you would trade for him, and you just have first round pick and some mediocre running back.
I'm not. I said a good running back.
Yeah,
I did not say mediocre running back. I would need I'm not. I don't have an extra answer for that. I'm done. Right. If I'm Drew in real life in fantasy football,
right.
I'm looking at DJ Moore wow, he's a blessing in disguise. He just got a good ass duo like that, and part of me for not wanting to draft DJ Moore, the Bears fan got in me. I was like, there's just no way. There's no fucking way. And
it'd been a nice stack.
It would have been a nice stack, man. So, but that's Drew, man. That's why he's a good player. So I think big win by Drew.
Big win. Yeah. And I think he just exposed Captain, right, for how mediocre Captain has been. Another 74 points, right? I think Captain's averaging 80 points a game, and he's 3-2. He's in the West.
Well, I just
it just makes sense, right? 3-2. Yeah. He's in the West. You can't do that in the East. Put up 80 points,
Yeah, I mean, you keep finding these examples. I feel like you're on a roll is with the examples and your case. It keeps getting built. I like it. I like that narrative.
There,
I like
right?
that case.
I've seen, bro. Y'all have duds too. I don't understand.
Right.
What would have happened?
Just 3-2 though.
Who would have won this week? How many West teams would Alonzo have lost to this week? Me, Drew.
Well, Alonso only put 81, so yeah, you, Drew.
Colin? What Colin had 83?
78.
78.
So
Jeez.
Alonso-
Oh no, Gotti won, right? What Gotti have?
83.
83. Okay, I flipped
so
him.
he was 2 points.
And that's a
Alonso
win.
almost still beat 3 of your teams.
I'm just saying, though, everybody, all of you guys are dud, and you, motherfucker, are like.
Yeah.
I respect the East, but I just want to hear from like Alonso, Ty, Jesse. Like we, bro. That's just a classic like college. Like you don't do shit in a project and you want the A, you get the A.
That's what I'm trying to tell him, man.
You know, you gotta pave your own way, bro. How about we talk about your franchise,
All right.
and then we'll talk about the East
All
and where
right.
you fit in
Ooh.
that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think
Yeah.
it's a very easy conversation.
It is
Because I have to play Alonso, Ty, and on occasion, a good Jesse team. Twice a year. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like, once you actually sit down and you realize, wow, in 2019, your entire division went 6 and 7,
That
and
was
somehow,
4
like,
years
all of you,
ago.
like, how they made
That
the
was 4
playoffs.
years
Like,
ago.
I can't go 6 and 7 and think I'm
Different
going to
players
make
now.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
I just think, yes, like I've never said. Maybe I said we. I don't know if I've even said we. Yes, I'm in the East. I'm in the East. I'm a product of the East.
For sure.
I'm never said I'm even top 3 in the East. I've clearly stated that Alonso and Ty multiple times are the leaders in the East, with Jesse being sometimes up there. What I just like to point out is just the fact that I would do well in the West.
How?
My bad. I
do
don't
you-
want to.
I just want to. I have a question. How many division champs do you think you would have out there? If you were out there and you were never out east, like when you joined, you were in the West.
I don't. Okay, so like I wouldn't say I would have like. That's a tricky question, and I'm gonna err on the side of caution here and say I probably wouldn't have more than the one that I have.
Okay.
Even though that's a difficult question, because my schedule would be completely different, right? I'd be playing the West twice a year, and I'd only have to worry about the East once.
That's 8 games.
That's like 10 games, because
Well,
it's
Oh yeah.
that's 10 games, and I think we play 7 games outside of our division.
No, it's like 14 game season. I'm pretty sure.
So there's 5 of us, right? And we play each other twice, so
okay,
there's at least
whatever.
10 games.
But
Definitely
it's
tell your-
4. I'm saying, yeah,
So even though the schedules would be
Eight.
completely different, the matches would be different, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna have more
6
division
times,
titles.
6 of the 14. Because you play everybody once, but you play one of the other teams twice.
Yeah, but
So
we
4
play
games, and then you play 2 people.
Oh, yeah, 4
so 6
games.
You play 6 games.
in your own division.
In the other division.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you play 8 in your own.
Yeah.
Right.
That's 14.
So your home record, right? So again, I don't think I'd win more divisions, but I think I would sneak into the playoffs with like the second best.
And we do. And you,
It's just
Okay.
such a very difficult question, right? Because the schedule would be completely different. Like,
I mean,
But you can't
ever since the
play-
NFL did change, like 2 years ago, like they added that game. You know, you do play one person from the other division twice.
yeah,
Like the last game of the year is like the one. So I mean,
But I feel like you're playing both sides. Like you're talking shit about the East versus West, and then you're coming around and you're saying you're like not going full throttle. You're just saying like, oh, I wouldn't with divisions, but I think I can sneak in. Well, I don't
Right.
know. Like if I had to think back for the last 5 years on the West teams, I'm trying to think how many times you were better than X amount of players in the West. I'll give you your division team where you had a good team. You had,
Saquon.
you had Saquon, you had Devin Cook, you had Diggs, Mike Evans.
Yeah. Oof.
Was Allen your quarterback at that
Yeah.
point? Allen,
Yeah.
and then some shithead at tight
Yeah,
end.
man, that team was good.
Yeah, that was a good team. That was a good
Choke-
team.
what
So
a
outside
choke
of that
job.
team, but we keep
A choke
which
job. is
really
the
was the
second
only
round.
difference.
it just
It
seems like all the
crazy choke
words.
job.
one player.
Yeah, bro. That's literally like that's something girly. I'm telling you, one player can do it, man. But continue.
Yeah, I just think that a lot of times you compliment your franchise, and I always like that team is like the only image I have of
Yeah.
anything positive about your franchise. When other cases, I've seen captain win a championship, like
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Colin
special.
do special, bro.
If you would have done something like that, I would be singing a different tune. That's why with Captain, I'm a
Right.
little, I ease up because he is a Ring of Honor
Yeah.
brother. You know,
Colin
we-
has 3. Drew
Yeah.
1-1.
Okay, let's just think with the captain, right? He's 8-5. Why is he 8-5? How did he get to 8-5? Is it because he played the guys in the West more than the guys in the East? was I not 8-5 that year because I was in the East because of my matchups?
Bro,
That's what I kind of get at.
You have to step your game up and compete with your. I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah. No, I'm
course.
just.
It's tough playing in a division with me, bro.
Right. No, not with you specifically.
I know, but
I just think
to your grand scheme of things, that's what you're saying, right? Like, it's tough having me in the division, having to see me twice a year.
I didn't say Jesse
But,
specifically.
like, Ruben, is that not, like, kind of like what helps him, though?
Jesse,
Is,
like, we just had the conversation last
right.
year.
I don't know why is he
last
trying to,
year.
like, not... I'm trying to help him.
Last week, we have the top 4 quarterbacks in our division alone.
Yeah.
Your best quarterback is most consistent, Justin Herbert. Justin Fields is in the conversation, but I think we just need to see a little more consistency.
Okay.
But Justin Herbert's number 1. After that's Justin Fields. But it's like you come to the East and it's like, who am I playing? Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Like,
Agreed. Let's keep going.
it's a tough.
Quarterback
Anthony
talking.
Richardson. I mean, he's
All right, let's
he's
keep
very
going.
good.
No, because I don't have a
Joe
setup.
Burrow.
I just want to
Right.
generally,
It's difficult. And
generally keep going.
And that's the only one we dug into. And I kind of want to dig into like, well, what are our running backs and wide receiver? Maybe it evens out. I don't know. But like you like telling me to just be a better team, but it's like I have a solid squad, right? Like I've always had a solid squad, right? The conversation was he always has a good team on paper. What is it?
Yeah.
What is it? What's
Yeah.
going on? Well,
Yeah.
maybe it's the division. And it's like, I'm not blaming anything. I'm not like, Jesse, I need to be in the West. Like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, I'm here. I'm competing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not laying out and, doing the wildest shit. Right? Like,
yeah.
I think
The East is very good.
it's something to just point out and have out there. Like, that's all it really is. And I think my 100-point metric is going to make a lot of sense. I really like it. I think if you're a good team, you want to be on the good side of 100 points each week,
Yes.
win or loss. But that's just kind of like where I'm at.
I think Drew and I are gonna
Maybe, yeah.
debunk you all year.
Maybe,
'Cause
well,
I think
Drew's had 100 and you have 100, right? Like, so
100 and,
I think.
bro, last week I dropped 116, or 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Last week I dropped 119.
Yeah.
So am I not like setting it off a little bit from your perspective? That I'm
The
putting
100
up
point?
points. Like I had.
Oh, yeah, because I was saying you weren't
I
putting
had
up the
one
points.
bad
And that was a
game, one
worry.
bad
That
week.
was a worry. Because if you were still putting up 95 points, right,
Yeah.
that would have been a worry. And I think that was the
It
big
would've been
thing.
underwhelming,
That was the
yeah.
big thing. It's like Justin
Yeah.
Fields is putting up 9 points. Like, this kid is struggling. Like, Ruben's not going to make it out of the regular season. That was the conversation. But then you put up the 100 points, right, in week 4 and week 5.
All right.
That's what you need to do.
Okay.
That's how you can get into the playoffs. That's how you can get a ring. Like me and Jesse here, we sit and we watch from bird's eye view.
Yeah.
Like, we dig
Yeah.
deep every week. Like,
Yeah.
and we're trying to like help you guys out. Look, we're trying to do this, and hey, we find cool things.
I love them.
We find cool things.
I love the cool things. That's real.
Yeah.
That's one way to put
I
it.
think it was beautifully said by Zervin.
I think what's really cool is when you put the number out there and then Jesse looks it up and then it's a different number.
It's slightly off number. Cool, yeah.
All right, last game.
Last game.
We got Branch County Jail. I know them boys were hooting and hollering in that yard, man.
I hope this mic can catch us both.
I think it does. It does.
Yeah, I hope those boys were hooting and hollering in that yard, man. Branch County Jail, what a win. I thought Colin had this one in the bag. I mean, Jacoby Myers, like, I hate that guy.
Like throughout the game, you thought he had it in the bag or going
Like, just
into
going
the
in,
game?
I'm like, man, he's got this. Then all of a sudden, once Jacoby caught the, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Colin. And it just kind of just, like, all right, like, Colin's going to show early that his window closed. And,
Yeah.
he has a Super Bowl hangover. Ty doesn't because he lost. But he thinks he's still going to be around. Ty's going to be a slower burn, but he is not. The window's closed. I'm not getting off that.
Todd, if
I'm not
you're
getting off
here
that.
listening, bro, I don't agree.
I'm not getting off that.
That's
The
one
window's
hell of an
closed.
opponent.
That's my prediction. That's what I'm sticking to. Colin, he's stopped following suit. Ty's right around the corner. We got. I mean, Dallas Goddard. The Dallas Goddard game. Like, this guy single-handedly beat Colin pretty much.
17 points. Wow.
Yeah. I think he's one of those tight ends too, where hey, you got him, you play him. I mean,
Right. Yeah. I
There's
mean,
no-
there's certain. Yeah, you're right. There's certain tight ends where you got them.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't know.
Kyler's good.
But
Will he be there in 2 weeks?
right, it's nothing like a West matchup, right? When it's under like 85 points.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Hey, shout out
you
for
keep
Kyren
on you keep
Williams.
finding examples. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not the one that's arguing with you on that. Like, I'm
Right.
sitting back, I'm relaxing.
Right. I mean, that was like.
I just don't understand how you get all there and then like you just can't acknowledge that me having a good team helps
Going
your
back to
point
the-
overall.
Here's the
Like I get
Hey,
left
I mean,
off like the
Jesse's
main
story.
point. But I'm like, all right, I agree with the main point, but then how am I not involved in that at all?
I think like since we're done, like Ruben, like I, probably should have asked you this like on the stand.
What
but
were we supposed to ask him before? You said push later. The fuck was I supposed to
it
ask
doesn't
him?
matter. Look,
It does.
Ruben, like you hear Jesse, right? Like he thinks he's one of them. Do you?
Are we done talking about their game?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
done. Like it was.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
it's
it
not
was-
even worth more than 30 seconds, bro. Like,
Yes, they are.
It's a Goddard game. I'll give Gotti that one's a huge win for Gotti. Keep grinding, man. Don't give up. Like
Yeah, Kyren Williams is.
you
big.
never know what can happen at
he
the end
only
of
had
the year,
5
bro.
points.
That's fine.
Just
You traded him.
make sure to get
Oh, no,
your
he
ass
still
whooped
has
this
him.
week.
Okay.
Take the L kindly, but even after ass whooping this week, when you go to 1-5, do not give up.
Now, putting Jesse's past, I mean, it's difficult to separate the man from the past. Like, he just lives and breathes the past with, I have the best record.
You rape someone.
I don't think I
it's
do.
hard to do that.
I don't think I do though. I think I'm
Anyways,
looking at the future.
separating the man from, what people say in
I just
history.
want you to put some respect in my name.
And just looking, like, it's difficult. Just looking at this year, and then you can look at last year too. For Jesse,
What a fucking win last week, man.
is he still a team that he once was? I know I asked you to just put that past in the past, but there's a new
Now he wants
era,
to go back in the
right?
past.
And he's struggling to put up 100 points. He gets it there, but it's a hard 100 points every week. He's kind of there, and I think that's a big tell, right? He's not you putting up 120. He's not Drew putting up 140. Ty and Alonso. Like, is Jesse closer to where I'm at?
No, I think Jesse has a good team. I think we should be reminded about being in fantasy football. You got to just have your hat in the ring at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
And there's just some teams in there where it could be like, all right, if they miss the playoffs, do they have the whatever it factor to make moves to bounce back? And he definitely does. I mean, I don't want to nut hug anybody like that, but to give respect, it's hard to put away the history when you think about somebody that has the best record. They got winning records against everybody. You got to just like...
Except for Ty now. He is.
Except for Ty. Wow, and that's big, right? I mean, that's the beauty of the league. It's a long league, and maybe that's going to stay that way. Who knows? Yeah. But, he's got a good team, bro. What? He's got Kenneth Walker. He's got Joe Burrow.
Right.
He's got Montgomery. That's crazy to say, but if you had Jamal Williams last year, you probably were a happy guy. If you had the balls to start him in the beginning when it was still like a toss-up.
Yeah.
And then his receivers are good. So I don't think he's really near you. But I'm not being negative with you. I really like the moves you made. I think you're right back in it. I think, you're above. I really wanted to put you above Colin. I don't know why I didn't. I think I just got to see it because you guys play each other.
Yeah, I mean, Servan's a paper guy. Like you can't. You've done it before. You just gotta stop doing it. Like Servan just gotta go do it. And until he does it, nothing's gonna change. Like last year, he started off. I think you started off 4-1 last year.
Yeah, it did.
I'll be honest.
Missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Missed the playoffs, and that's just mismanagement. That's someone that hadn't really been there in a long time. That's someone that got too big for his bridges.
Yeah.
And he fumbled the bag at 4-1. Didn't make the playoffs. So it's like now he's 1-4. Can he flip the bag after fumbling a 4-1 bag? You mean to tell me this guy's gonna flip the 1-4 bag to a playoffs, but 4-1 he couldn't go to playoffs? That's tough. That's tough for me to buy.
It is.
I think this week's just as big as last week.
But a big trade.
Yeah, huge
ETN
trade.
was huge.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I like the duo of Brees and ETN. I like it a lot. But in terms of, are we out the woods yet? No, I think this week's just as big as last week.
It is.
Gotta get the 2 wins.
Yeah.
It is.
Gotta get the 2 wins because 1 win, 1-5, 1-6. It's like, it's like, but if you're 2, it's like okay.
Yeah.
I can hang in there. I can win here. I can win this. You know, it's more optimistic. So, I like the trade though. I think it's good. I think it was bad. I think that with Jerry, I think he just kind of rage quit in a way a little bit. I think he really expected to beat you just based on how bad your team is, and him losing to a bad team that is what it kind of like pissed him off. So he blew it up. You know, it's fine. Like, you know, we'll see you next year, Jerry. We get the fantasy basketball draft on Sunday. He's a 2-time champ over there. I think he's just kind of like maybe lock into basketball.
Yeah.
Get back to hoops, and just, you know, I checked in on Mahomes, and I was happy to hear that he's got a high price for Mahomes.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that he's not just like out there just, you know, yeah man, give me a 3/3 for, you know, Pat or some bullshit.
No,
you know? But yeah, you never know. You know, Jerry's, like you said, he likes the GG early, right? Yeah, Jerry's still gonna be starting his lineup like until he's mathematically out of it. He'll still be trying. He already has one win. You and him are the same amount of wins. Gotti has the same amount of wins. Like, there's 3 people in this. There's 2 people, other people in the same boat as him. He'll be surprised, bro. Like, you gotta hang in there, Jerry. Like, it's gonna be hard now, a lot harder now.
I think you're about to separate here.
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know.
If he beats, first of all, if he wins against Colin, you're gonna probably beat Gotti. I'm gonna probably beat Jerry.
Yeah.
I was looking at Jerry's team today. I think, God.
But just think though, like last year, I had the benefit of it was real messy at first. Like, it was like people were 2-2. You know, it was like not so spread out. You know, where I was like, I'm still only 1 game behind. I'm still only 2 games behind the last playoff seed, and right now the 6th seed is, I think, Ty.
Bro,
he's
tweeted.
3-2.
You shouldn't have traded Etienne.
But I'm saying he's 3-2.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
Now we're 2 games ahead of them, ahead of Seraphin right now for the playoffs. And that's why it's like, all right, that 2-game window is a bitch. Is a bitch to get past, bro. Like, 2 fucking weeks of like, all right, half a month. And then you don't get there in that half month. All right, I got another half month to get over that 2-week, 2 games behind gap. And it's just like, damn, like, so it's like, last year I feel like it was like 1 game for a long time.
Yeah.
It was like shitty. Someone the 6th seed was like someone who was like trash. So it like gave hope like to the end really. But this one's kind of like spreading. So if it keeps spreading, we'll see. But if someone falls off like me or Ty, and gives it like someone hope, you know. All right, but we're all like hot right now.
Yeah.
Me, you, Drew, Ty, Alonzo, all over 3 wins.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And who, like, on average, who's been scoring more points weekly? I think you'd be at the bottom of that list.
I would, but
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
at least I'd be on the list though.
But you're at the bottom of the list, probably.
I'm at the bottom on the list, though, right?
But you're at the bottom. Yeah.
On though, or at the bottom?
Yeah,
At the bottom.
You're
off
like
or
hanging
on?
off the list. Like your name's halfway off the
But it was on
list. Like
right. So it's
anything
like,
can happen.
damn. So it's like with
Or you
Seraphin,
can
that's how I brought up time, because I was like, yeah, it was a good field-goal win for Seraphin. But at the end of the day, like I said, this week's the same or bigger than last week. He just traded his future away for ETN. That's fine. You know,
I didn't
like,
trade my future away.
what'd you give away?
My 2 first-round picks.
Right. So, like, that's your future.
I have a first-round
your
pick
past,
next year,
right?
though. I still have a 2024
Is that your
pick.
future pick or your past pick?
He has my
Yeah, I have his 2024. So I really am only
2024 or
losing
2022?
2024.
So it's future, right? All right. So you gave your future away for ETN,
I
2
still
first
have,
round
like,
picks, because
I have a 2024.
you're 1-4 right now.
first-round
Because
pick.
you're 1-4 right now. If you're bad this year, I know you're
I
gonna be
still
tanking.
get a first-round pick.
You're gonna be
bro.
tanking, huh?
I still have a first-round pick.
Oh, for next year?
Yeah,
And then
It's my pick.
yeah. Which okay.
Oh.
I'm saying it doesn't matter what your team
no,
does.
yeah, no, I'm talking about your team this year. I'm saying like, damn,
Right.
like, if you had a chance, if like, because you're like, if say you missed the playoffs
Right.
and you had a chance for that number 1 overall pick, that helps
Right.
a lot. And
Maybe.
maybe instead of ETN,
Maybe.
you know, we'll see.
But like
That's the gamble that you just
yeah,
said. That's the
yeah.
future. That's what I'm talking about, the future.
Yeah.
You have a bad team already, because like, damn, like no one expects going in the year being bad and being 1-4, but you are 1-4. You know, my first round pick, I'm thinking like, I think I gotta hold on to this. But you're all in this year. That's what I'm saying. And that's a time is of the essence. You have to win this week, because I feel like you're all in this year by trading your next year, or by trading Rubens. Or
2025. Like it's a 2025. Like I basically just traded my 2025.
And Ruben, you're
first
saying
round.
Ruben's gonna be used to society at the end of the draft every year. It doesn't matter. So you have his
Yeah.
first round pick. So
But yeah, and I can get something out of the first round. Yes.
The one that you, the
So
first
it's not
round
like
you
my
just
future is
bashed.
totally
The
gone.
first one you just bashed.
Huh?
The first round that you just bashed 20 minutes ago.
It's not that like I bashed it. I said it in the beginning of this conversation that I've gone back and forth on whether or not there's a lot of value in the first round pick. Like, depending on where you end up, the real value I think is 1-1.
I know,
Like,
but where I was, it just falls in my lap. But now you'll be
Yeah.
able to figure it out better than I did. Like it's for me, it's a fall in the lap. I don't
yeah,
get to, like, have strategy.
yeah.
You'll
Just
have
fell in your lap.
strategy.
Like, because
They fall in my lap to strategize for you,
who else would you have picked? Nobody.
bro.
Nobody.
I
had
wanted
one
D
option.
Swift. I wanted D Swift, so
But he
I
wasn't
have
there.
a backup plan.
But he wasn't there.
So that's what's called having a backup plan.
But he wasn't
But
there.
if he
right?
was there, I would have took D Swift.
All right, but he
Would
wasn't.
that have been a better choice?
And then David Montgomery was
Would
there.
have been the better choice.
Probably. It's up there. I
Right,
think
so
they're
it's not
kind
a
of
fall in
tied.
the lap. So it's a strategic move, right? So at the end of the day, Montgomery wasn't even my first choice. He was my backup choice. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I had a backup plan. You know, I
Right.
didn't just draft Gibbs because Adam Scheffler said that he has nice fucking ankles and he's the fastest guy in the fucking Alabama's practice squad room. Like,
Right, but you'd admit that there is a difference when the option is available for Swift or Montgomery. I won't even include Gibbs in that conversation that he's even an option. But if there was an option, right, it would have got complicated, right?
Yeah.
So you, on your book, you had Swift. You wanted Swift.
Yes.
Like, you would have probably
Yeah.
drafted him. But what I'm saying is, when there's more options, it can get a little more difficult. But, the season played out, and it's like it didn't really matter who you picked.
right. So that's how you know.
For now,
That's
for
how you know
now.
I got a good eye. That's
For
how you
now.
know I got a good eye. If I got two good options,
But after that,
let's move on.
but after
Thank you for that. Yeah.
but
that's a
after
good-
that, who was there? Who was there?
John-
Nobody.
it was like Jahan
Nobody.
Dotson.
Exactly. Nobody.
It was like Jahan Dotson, like some other boy that was garbage.
Yeah,
like,
alright.
yeah.
We can move on, but it's like
Yeah, let's move on.
we can move on.
Yeah,
I'm tired of.
Yeah, I'll say Gabe Davis over Jahan Dotson. Like I said, I would a month ago, and you looked at me like I was crazy.
Okay, hey,
Come on now, John Dotson.
what else?
I
you
dare
got?
you to keep starting him. Keep proving us wrong, man. Keep proving us wrong. Keep starting John.
You got something else on your notes that
No, not for that. Let's go into next week. Let's go into next
you
week
want
games.
next week. Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Let me go to the.
Kind of touched on it a little bit.
Let's start with your game, Seraphim.
With Colin. Yeah, I mean, fuck. It's you guys mentioned it multiple times. This past week was super important. This week is even more important, right? I made a big trade, traded picks. As Jesse would say, I threw away my entire future for ETN, which I
gave
think
away.
he's gonna be better than what I had before. I think my points are gonna be a little better. I'm not saying I'm gonna drop 120 every week, but I think we're a better team.
That's why it's so important this year.
Colin has Eckler coming back.
This might be a
So,
tough one, man.
It's a tough one, but Eckler coming off an injury, he's not totally cleared yet. Like, it's still up in the air. Aaron Jones, he might come back, he might not. I mean, that guy is on and off. I just think, Puka Nuka, what the fuck? Like, fucking Cooper Kupp is back. Like, you really think he's gonna play at that level? Like, I don't know. I probably would have kept Terry over Puka Nuka. Yeah, I had a conversation with Colin today. I was like, you know what? Really, your trade kind of left you in the same position you were previously. I think it's a little worse, but only time will tell. Like, I think you took a tiny little L making that trade. I don't think you improved a whole lot. I don't think your team dynamics changed really all that much. Like, it's still like, these guys still have to, prove themselves. And
He's projected 111 points.
yeah, I mean, Eckler's probably what, like 26 or something?
14.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know. It's just that's.
That's a lot.
when it comes down to the real question is, are you taking the points or are you not taking the points? I don't need him. I'm going Colin minus 12.2. I think this is gonna be a big one. This is gonna be a bad one, and I think it's gonna kind of make damn. Do I trade Brees and ETN? Brees and ETN might be on the block next Monday.
You need to win this week. I think you would do win this week.
Oh, get out of here!
I'll take Seraphim's points and a money line of plus 210. It's probably what you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got me all day. I mean, I have to win. I have to win. I mean, I made a big trade. I think that's what's going to put me over. But a lot of things still need to click for me, right? Brees Hall, he needs to get consistent. ETN, he's got to play well. And Stephon has to do what Stephon's doing. And Drake London, he's in my 2 spot. And he's got to come to play. He's played a little better. They're involving him a little bit more. When they pass the ball, good things happen. So hopefully a lot of things still need to go so right for me. Like I don't have just this awesome squad like you do or like Alonso or Ty. I can't think of any other squads other than those 3 that I would want. Just a no worry kind of squad, right? Like that these are my guys. They're all capable of dropping 30 points. Like
it's gonna take some years, man.
It's grindy out here, but I think maybe I put myself back with the picks, but I think ETN, 24 years old, solid 3-4 years, and I'm going to get my value back as long as he maintains his value if I need to move him for future picks or anything like that. But after that...
His age. He's 24.
I can't believe he's that old, to be honest.
It's only his second year in the league, bro.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I thought he was going to be like 22.
So after that, we have La Familia and Captain.
We're old as hell.
Ouch, with, Captain being the underdog by 20 points. A 20-point underdog. Who do you have?
I'll take Alonso's points. I think Captain not having James Conner, that's just one less bullshit person that can get you 18. And you need that against Alonso. So just to lose a bullshit fuck like James Conner. I think I'm gonna go with Alonso's points. This is gonna be a big week for Alonso.
Yeah, I think Alonso.
Big week.
Minus 19.5 for Alonso.
Yeah, I think he's gonna put on a show. Second highest scoring to me.
What do you think, Jesse?
Yeah, I think La Familia blows Captain out the water.
Right.
I think Captain's had a nice start. The talent is just not going to shine as bright as Alonso's is going to shine on Sunday. I think Mark Andrews dropping that touchdown pass pissed me off, and it cost me like $160. So fuck him.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a cruiser for a bruising.
Yeah.
I think it's a cruiser for a bruiser. KJ Lee, prove me wrong.
Yeah, I think, I say the same thing.
Yeah.
La Familia's going to destroy him. After that, we got Jesse and Justin Branch.
Let's go, man. I need this one.
Who do you got?
Let's go 4-2. Let's go 4-2.
So the spread here is, wow, it's currently 20.
He doesn't have a receiver.
Okay.
You can probably put I don't know, Christian Kirk in there, like put 8 points in there.
I'll take Gotti's points.
Yeah?
Yeah.
86.
Wow.
So 14.
Yeah,
so plus 14.
Yeah. I'll take Gotti's points.
Wowzers.
I think Jesse beats him by like 9.
Okay. Sarah?
Yeah, I think this is one of those games where Branch comes out, drops 130 on your head.
Really? Just one of those games.
It is one of those games. It's unnecessary because you're probably only going to muster 60, but it's only one of those games where it's like, fuck.
No, I don't know. I haven't experienced those. Like,
Right.
Gotti just dropped 130? Like
130 is
God.
going to be insane, bro. But I got...
Could happen. Don't get me
Debo's
wrong.
coming back against Jesse. I think there's going to be something there.
Right.
Oof. Come on, man. We left on good terms, Deeps.
Kyron, because Kyron only had 5 points this week. I think Kyron comes back, drops a 30 bomb on Jesse.
What about Kenneth off the bye week?
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking about
We're
fucking
talking about
Kyron.
Jesse's game.
Yeah, I mean, like, whatever, dude. About that
3
guy.
points. What do you want me to say? Like, I'm not interested in speaking on Kenneth Walker. Like,
You don't think he's good at all?
I think
He's probably my best player.
Really?
Yeah.
He's your best
I
player.
think he's my best player, yeah. Who do you think is my best player?
So what's his value?
At, like, value right now?
If I were to guess after the Debo trade, man.
Yeah, you know how I get down, bro. And I pull those ones off.
I think there's like a rule, right? Like, you can't trade more than so many first-round picks.
No.
Oh, man, what do you think? Kenneth Walker on the trade block. If you're the owner, you're moving him.
Well, I definitely traded for more than I did.
Oh yeah, what was that?
I thought you were like playing around. I'm like, come on, like,
Yeah.
literally did that. Like,
Yeah.
we traded it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I got 2 firsts and
Oh.
Swift for him.
Yeah. So
And
that's
Swift.
I
pretty
dropped
much
him.
what I was gonna say. It was like probably.
Drop Swift.
Yeah, I did.
I was thinking probably.
Who'd you keep though?
3
Miles
firsts
Sanders.
and a player. 3 firsts and a player.
3 firsts and a player. That's. I don't know.
3
I-
firsts
I,
and a player.
I like the other way of trading more. You know,
Like how?
like I don't know. I feel like a couple years ago it was a bit more healthy. Now it's a little bit more of a. It's just kind of like it gets weird. It gets a little weird. It's like, man, does X player know what they just signed up for? Is it worth it sometimes? Is it not? I don't know. I'm like, I flip a coin every day about those kind of trades. But it worked out for me. I mean, fuck it. I got Mike Evans and not a body on my team left. So fuck it. Like, 2025, we'll worry about that then. But it makes me nervous because now I don't have that pick. So I'm just making sure, you know.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on it and see what happens.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of opened the door with that with Debo last year. Just opening people's minds up to like, hey man, like, why would you guys not be looking more down the line? You know, like.
What do you mean looking more down the line?
Like
Elaborate.
like a line down it.
Like looking down.
Yeah, like he's like you like Ty trade. I have his 2026 first round pick.
Right.
You know, I'm talking about like if you're trying to get value, maybe you don't want the first 3 rounds of next year's draft. Maybe you want a first round pick back to back years for 3 years or 4. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the kingdom. Like it's there's no limits. Like if someone wants to fucking trade you some pick in 2030, you know you can do it.
Yeah.
But like you said, it might come back to bite you. And what I learned early on is that like I used to swipe the credit card like all day long, competing, and it finally caught up to me last year. All those swipes finally caught up to me, and it kicked my ass.
Yeah.
And I told myself like from this on, like this next like era after like last year, I feel like it's like it's like an era shift here. The next 7 years, I'm gonna try to do more homegrown, more dominate the draft. Have a lot of talent, have a lot of options, and going into this year, I feel like I kind of did that a little bit. So I don't really want to trade my draft picks until maybe it's draft week, and it's like I know I need that player, and I got ammo for that player, like Kenneth Walker. Like it wasn't like I traded for Kenneth Walker early on. Like it came down to like a week before the draft.
Yeah.
Like it was just I just want Kenneth Walker, like, and I have ammo now to get him.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Who do you have points wise? Did you two, Jesse, both of you?
I said I was taking
Justin.
Jesse's.
You got your points. I think I'm dropping my season high this week. I think that this is the healthiest I've been all year. I didn't have Kamara for the first 3 weeks. Joe Burrow's been playing like trash with a bad hammy. Amon-Ra was out last week. Had DK and K9 with bye weeks. So when you're looking at my team, you're saying like, oh, he hasn't done this, I feel like it's a deeper story with a lot of teams, but with my team, because I'm just gonna speak on my fucking team. Like this is my first week I'm really seeing my team play together, and we're 3-2, so it's not like it's like all right now I gotta get going and I'm 1-4 like you, where it's like this week's big week because my team's terrible. No, like my team was solid, and we're in a better spot. Like we're in a better spot going forward. So that's why it's like all right, like let's see how we play this week. And I think I dropped my season high this week. I'm on camera saying it. I think I dropped my season high.
Book it. Stamp it.
Okay. Next we have Ty and Drew with Ty being a favorite by like a point.
I think that's
It's a
the
good
game
one.
of the week.
I
Yeah,
think so.
I'm leaning Drew. I think Drew wins this one. Like I said, Ty's window's closed, and I think it's gonna show this week.
Yeah, I think Ty, like, he's made some interesting trades. The Raiders fucking suck. Watching them Monday night. Devontae Adams looks like he still has it. For his age, like, the way he was moving,
Yeah, he's cold.
He's fucking up the corners, but it's just Jimmy G fucking blows. The Raiders defense is probably the only shining spot of that fucking shit organization. And it just sucks that, I think, Devontae Adams was just in a better position. Ty's team would be better. I think that's a black spot on his team. Keenan Allen, still think a very good player. I think Ty's going to dominate this game. I think Drew's going to fall back down to earth. Like, Drew's had his fun. He's had his time in the sunlight. Like, cool, you dropped 20 last week, 150 this week. Like, it's time to reel it in, bub. Like, you're not that guy.
He's
not that guy.
He's doing it without Chubb.
He's doing it without Chubb, and that's great. Like, fantastic for that guy. But
it's a little more than
can he do it the entire season?
Well,
he's just coming off of a championship appearance. I feel like we got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's out here doing this without Chubb right now. His team's good. He's got
and
a
Mostert,
good team.
man. H-Chain's injured.
Yeah, it's a good team, man.
Yeah, I think it's a really good team. Jacobs looks like he's going to start waking up. We talked about DJ Moore already. Calvin Ridley, I think, should be like respected. I mean, I know he had a touchdown 2 weeks ago. Did he score last week?
No, he didn't score last
week.
But
he had some yards, right?
He's been good. He's been good.
Yeah, that's a good flex. Yeah,
I can't wait to start playing the West, man.
Yeah, I'm already doing it.
Just because it's fun. It's like my little vacation from like beating your guys' ass. Like,
it's not just me.
What? No, I'm saying it's fun. Like, I'm not sure. Like it's.
He said it differently.
Host. It's just more like a.
I play
them well. I play them well. I'm not saying they're bad.
He kicks your guys' ass.
Yeah, I'm coming off of kicking your guys' ass.
But then he kind of came off and he's like, we're on a vacation.
But it's more like this. It's more like I know it's gonna be a good game, and literally every time I play them, it's a funny ass game. So it's like I play them once a year. Let's just get this out the way. It's a bragging rights game.
Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate it.
I would like to at some point. I don't know how much time we have left, but break down just the positions and really go over. Is the East better than the West? All
right, off the top of your head, we did the quarterbacks already.
Yeah.
Running backs. All right, we got CMC.
East.
All right, we got Bijan.
West.
We got who's even good running back nowadays? Kenneth Walker.
East.
We got Derrick Henry.
Damn, East.
Okay,
Pollard.
East.
JT.
West.
Nick Chubb.
West.
Josh Jacobs.
West.
ETN. Brees.
And Eckler. East, all East, yeah.
Saquon.
Yeah. You guys probably have for sure the running backs.
All right, receivers. All right, we got Jefferson.
Your boy.
Chase.
Your boy.
Tyreek Hill.
All right.
So hold on.
Two.
So tier one. Let me attack it this way. The wide receivers. Tier 1 wide receivers, like these guys are basically the same. They're tier 1. Tyreek Hill, East. Stephon Diggs, East. Jamar Chase, West. AJ Brown, West. Devontae Adams, East. Those tier 1 wide receivers. Jefferson, West. So out of those 5, 3 of them are in the East. 2 of them are in the West. For tier 2, Cooper Kupp, East. Keenan Allen, East. CeeDee Lamb, West.
I think Kupp is still tier 1, but...
Okay. Tier 3, Ayuk is now still East. Waddle, East. Devonta Smith, West. DJ Moore, West. Puka, East. Chris Olave, East. West.
Olave.
DK,
yeah.
East. Debo, West. Calvin Ridley, West. Off the top of my head, that sounds like 50-50 for tier 3. Like, you guys have some, we have some. I think wide receivers is pretty fair.
I would probably say the East
right.
swept that.
You think the East swept that?
I think so. I think they only got tight ends.
So are you giving the East running backs, wide receivers, and quarterback?
Yeah.
Tight end, they got
Do we like
Andrews, Kittle, and Kelsey.
how does the conversation even continue there?
Yes.
Like,
No, I mean, yeah, we have the
No,
talent. We
no,
have
I'm
the
defending
talent.
my fucking team when you talk about this little East-West shit.
yeah, you have a good team, yeah,
I'm just saying.
but we have the better players in the East
Yeah, but I'm not worried about all these other players.
because you play the
on my
West,
team.
right? And you play the West, and like you don't even have to worry about these players because
Right. I'm 1-0
I think like we should.
against the East. So
We're at the 2 hours.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to split this one in half. I think I'm gonna make a little chart for everyone. Maybe it's 50-50. Maybe it's more 50-50 than we really think it is, and maybe it's just quarterbacks. Maybe that's just in the East. But
Please put a chart up. But
Any
don't
final-
put it on. Don't put it based on Servin's tiers.
yeah.
Just put it
why
on-
not?
No, it's just the tier thing. I feel like you just gotta go. Just put like the top ranks. Don't put them like, oh, this tier 3. I have tier 3 guys, and then people can argue about their fucking tiers. Like he's not tier 3. He's this. Just put the top receivers. Put them on paper. Be like, these are the top receivers. No one will argue. These are the top receivers.
Yeah.
These ones over here. These ones over here.
Okay.
This made this
All
made
right.
this
Well,
made
it's just top 10
Yeah.
of each position. Where are they? Where are they?
Yeah.
Do you have any final remarks? Anything you want to say? You can take this time to say whatever you want. That you love the league,
give him the
love,
mic.
that you
Yeah,
love the
just
podcast, or
Open
you
mic.
can-
Yeah.
if something about your team, you know, go
Alright,
ahead.
For sure. Open mic. I just want to say shout out to everybody in the league. You know, I love like the perfect way I think it's communicated. Like with the group chat, this podcast is dope. Obviously, Captain Times, all that stuff is really cool. And I feel like everybody has their different styles of wanting to trade and stuff like that. So it's all shit talking. Like I fried Jerry today, and I meant every word of that. But it's still where I still think Jerry's gonna be a good team.
Yeah,
And-
Jerry's never going anywhere.
And Jerry's never going anywhere. And I think this is the year I win the ring, the championship. I think I have the best team. I don't know why the standing projections got me number 2 over Alonzo. I think my team is better. So, yeah, I think I got a better quarterback.
Especially him coming off that L, too. That was a bad L for him.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those where, like, I won that version of the game, and he lost the version of the game.
All right, exactly. I don't know how they're not giving you the nod there.
Yeah, you know, I even checked. I don't know. I think, you know, continue to shut you up is my goal here. And I'm excited to hear everybody on the podcast. It's gonna be really cool. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch every minute of it.
Yeah, we gotta determine who's gonna be next.
Yeah, so I think
They get the call.
yeah,
they
it's
get-
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see, but yeah,
Cool.
good shit.
Appreciate you having me
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, I have one more question here. I forgot about this in the middle of the episode, and I hate to bring this up at the very end, but when we talk, like the word, I hate getting into this at the very end, but like your team is good on paper. Just that comment is such a backhanded compliment I've ever heard. Like in the beginning, it was like, well, you know,
Yeah,
that sounds
of
like
course
a
it
good
is.
thing.
No,
It sounds
no,
good,
yeah.
but it's like now I think more about it. Your team's good
Yeah.
on paper means like you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You got big names, but you didn't do anything,
Right.
right? And it's such a backhanded compliment.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like I fell off that list now. My team's right now not good on paper.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
You're not good
anything other than
nowhere.
that, but you know, Ruben, successful seasons, no championship rings. Why haven't we ever said, Ruben, your team's good on paper?
Because I think we're gonna
No rings.
we're gonna get there, and then
It was always me.
it was. But I think I got like
You have the best team on paper.
yeah, I did right. I do. But I think am I gonna answer this? All right. I think that me getting Bijan was huge. That's why I'm walking with a little different of a wiggle with my shoulders when I walk. I think getting Bijan was massive. Because if I didn't get Bijan and all these trades happen, like I just feel like he keeps me in that spot where my like, because Colin makes fun of me for over trading. Everybody has cracked a joke on me, and that's because I'm chasing this
It's a
like
$15 chicken sandwich.
yeah.
You're gonna pay $15. You want a chicken sandwich? Like you want a fucking chicken sandwich? You're gonna pay
Exactly.
$15. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but with Bijan here on my team, I feel like I'm looking at this team and I'm like, damn, all right, Ruben, like, I really don't want to touch this team. I'm not like, oh, I just need this, so let me trade Todd Gurley and fucking this player for Odell Beckham when he was on the Giants. I think that was the trade. I think I got Odell. It's just different. It's coming together, man. Like CeeDee Lamb, like old Ruben would have been tripping about CeeDee Lamb. I would have traded CeeDee Lamb like that 4 years ago. Look, CeeDee Lamb, fuck him. But this, I don't need to do that with this team, so it's helping my team. And like it looks good on paper. Well, that's all I can fucking do to an extent.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, but I keep tabs on that. Not you, like where your team looked good on paper 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're still like fucking talking about it.
Well, no, I'm not talking about my team being good up.
You just bring them up. Like you bring them up in these little weird spots.
What?
It's like you're good.
What?
You're a good team.
I've never been like, oh yeah.
Podcast. It just comes up when like, bro, you better figure this dick shit out because you got 2 years to trade this guy.
Yeah, he's retiring on my team. I think
you should.
You know, it's
he's not retiring.
Do you think if we had this podcast last year, everything Ruben said, he would have said the same thing, but it would have been Kenneth Walker the third, just a switch.
Like instead of Bijan?
Yeah, instead of Bijan, the conversation was, I've got my guy. You don't think so?
No, I think that like Bijan was like a Saquon type guy, where he's been talked about in college. Everyone's waiting for him. Like he's the next phenom. Like so. It was like it's like a once every 3 year kind of guy, you know.
Yeah, and he's been good.
Kenneth was someone
Kenneth's
that was
been better.
late. Kenneth was late, and Kenneth just keeps proving himself. People don't like Kenneth because like the analysts are all PPR lovers, you know. We don't play PPR, so like they're so concerned about like, well, how many targets does he get? How many targets? Like, bro, who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. The guy runs for 100 yards a game, damn near sometimes, and like. Scores a touchdown every game, almost 2. So it's like
Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I don't really care like how many targets he's got. Like Charbonnet might get like 4 targets a game to go like 8 yards.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? This is Kenneth Walker. He just had a great rookie year. What are we doing here? Like it was like a no brainer. This guy's gonna be good. It's just so funny like seeing these analysts like freak out about Zach Charbonnet. Like, so when do this like the rookie running back being good? Like why does that not translate into like the sophomore year? Like. Why are we just done? It's like they're so enamored with the rookie running back. It's hilarious to me sometimes with this fantasy football analysts. Like, all right, guys. Like James Conner won someone a league 1 year. I bet a couple years ago. Like Dave Montgomery this year, he's gonna win me a fucking ring. So it's like, all right, guys, like, keep playing that game. You know, giving up on running backs way too early. Like these guys are like fucking like 40 years old. He's 25. They talk. Etienne's 24. Next year you're gonna see they'll be like Etienne's already 25. Already 25, bro. Isn't that insane to think about?
Yeah.
So it's just
Not really. I mean,
it's just dumb. It's dumb is my point. Because Kamara, he just turned 28. Exactly. And, like, that's not anything. But it's like running back language is starting to get up there. Etienne's 25. He's only 3 years away from 28. And you think that 27 is probably old. So he's only 2 years from 27. It's like, damn, 26 you're already worried about. So, like, did you only trade really for, like, 1 year of, like, peace with Etienne, and now you're already like moving into next year where you're like, fuck, nah, he's like getting older. Like Breece Hall, how's Hall? He's gonna be like 23.
Yeah.
You know, like Hall's got some time, but like Etienne's like, damn, you got these first round picks, and then it's like, is he gonna be washed by the time? I don't think so, but that's how you might think because you're like trying to speed up these running back clocks.
I kept Dalvin
He's
Cook
22.
his entire season. It's almost his entire career. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think you should trade Gibbs. To me.
Yeah, Gibbs got to get off that team.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure you like and I'm going to cut that out. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Like and subscribe.
Make sure you like and subscribe. And we'll see you in a
week.
In a week.